Hey everyone, welcome to our small footprint. My name is Nyssa, and if you're new here, we are a family of 8 who live off-grid in Australia. Happy Mother's Day to anyone who happens to be on this side of the world and celebrating Mother's Day today. It is Sunday. This video is for our monthly food hamper. So we are very lucky to have access to a service here, Aberdeen Food Pantry. It's run by Peter and Lois. And we have access to a $50 food hamper once a month. So it's every 4 to 5 weeks, depending on when it falls within the month. We pre-order the hamper. And so the week before-ish is the sort of cut-off date of when we get to access it. And it is $50. And it's a get-what-you're-given kind of a thing. So it's run through a not-for-profit, and anyone can access it. You don't have to have a healthcare card, you don't have to have anything like that. It's anyone who wishes to access it, it can, which I think is a wonderful service for everyone, because everyone needs a bit of extra something every now and again. And you pay the $50, and then on the Saturday that is assigned for the month, you go and you collect the hamper. There's always a bag of frozen goods, some meats and things like that, some single serve meals. Now we being a family of 8, single serve like food bank meals aren't real great for me. We don't own a microwave, and for 8 people it's just not real relevant. But my mum lives on her own, so anyone who's watched me do one of the grocery hauls, I go and stay with her each time I do the groceries, so I just save them up for her. So they sit in the bottom of the chest freezer, and every time I go down I take them in an insulated bag and I toss them into her chest freezer, and then she has the instant meals to eat when she wants something nice and easy, and some of them are quite lovely. I'm a little fussy with my food, but she's less so. So we get some frozen meat and things like that, and then we get the food, the dry goods, a box of dry goods, generally speaking. Pantry, we regularly get things like rice and baked beans and tin spaghetti, things like that. There's always some treats that the kids really enjoy, and they also have a crate of some sort of fruit and veg, and then they have the produce bins. So for a gold coin donation, which here in Australia gold coins are $1 and $2 coins, for a gold coin donation we can access the produce in the bins, and it's whatever happens to be seasonally available that particular time. So this particular month there was chilies available, apples and cucumbers, so that was great. I actually mention it when I do show the hamper, but I have run out of cowboy candy on the shelves, and it's something that I use really regularly. It's something that I use as an add-in for our mayo, marinades for chicken, all that sort of thing, and we've run out. So I did say to Darryl, if there happens to be chilies, make sure you grab some, because we don't have any. Though the garden, I don't know what you can see behind me, but you might be able to see all the chili plants. So the garden is perking up with all this rain. The bush rats are leaving what's come up alone, so we have got some silver beets scattered around. There's plenty of comfrey coming up, which is good because it'll overwinter. There's even a few tomatoes on a couple of plants, but there's lots of chilies. I might take you for a walk, quick show you around once we finish the hamper. So I did mention if there was chilies that would be great, and he came home with a whole lot, so that's cool. We'll have all day tomorrow will be spent making cowboy candy. I am not doing it today because it's Mother's Day and I'm just using that as an excuse. So what did I miss? So yes, you get pantry goods, you get some frozen goods, and you get some produce with the opportunity to access the produce bins as well for gold coin donations. And then each month you get what you get. Some months they are more extravagant than others. Some months they have more treats in them and less real food. Some months they're really, really diverse. Some months they aren't. It's really just luck of the draw. But every month they are definitely well worth above and beyond the $50 that we pay for them. You could never purchase what these items are for $50 in a store. The fresh produce is something that I really enjoy about it, though, because of the style of shopping that we do. Because we only shop every 6 to 8 weeks, having that mid-month top-up of fresh produce is really good for the kids. They love getting the apples and the cucumbers too. They will go through 10 kilos of cucumbers in a couple of days just as snacks. And then the chilies were very welcome this month as well. So I'll get into it. I'll show you what we got this month, and then I'll come back and I might give you a quick look at what has happened with the garden, because I haven't really done much in the way of updates because it just was too overwhelming that it had done what it had done. But let me show you the hamper first, and then I will come back. Alrighty, so this month's hamper, we got a crate with some mixed veggies and stuff in it, some sweet potatoes, some cucumbers and some chilies. These are the crates that they pack for everyone. There was a couple of bags of lettuce in there as well as just the crates. We also got a box of lettuce, so it says that there was 250 grams per bag, 12 bags per carton, so we got a few extras in this crate, but we also got those ones there, so we'll have to have lots of lettuce in the next few days, and then the animals will enjoy whatever we don't manage to get through. We got a bag of a spray bottle of antibacterial spray. There is some honey, soy and garlic stir fry base, which I think we got last hamper too, and I haven't tried yet, so I need to use that. I got a tin of corn, a tin of baked beans, and a tin of mixed veggies, and a tin of spaghetti there. A packet of dried spaghetti, some antibacterial wipes, and some Vicks Vapor Drop. These are for when you have colds generally. I don't know if that's a common brand elsewhere. Some B complex, these are a bit like a Barocca type thing, but Voos brand, they dissolve in water. Some shish kebab marinade. What does this one say? Made with tomatoes, garlic and paprika for meat or vegetables. Sounds quite tasty. We'll have to give that a go. A small jar of Vegemite, a packet of fruit and nut muesli cookies, a couple of bags of musk sticks. We've had these the last couple, and I get asked all the time by people who haven't seen them what musk sticks are. They are a lolly. Apparently they're Australian. They are soft and very, very sweet, and they taste like musk smells. They're an acquired taste. You either like them or you don't. We like them. A packet of macaroni pasta, some white rice, a box of tea bags, and some of the cuppa soups, creamy pumpkin and chicken noodle, which the kids really enjoy, so that's good. I am working on making some instant soup powder mixes of our own with vegetables and stuff, but for the moment these will work good. A bottle of the tonkatsu sauce, which is quite nice. We've had this a couple of times. Darryl did visit the shop in the Pantry shop, and he purchased me some cheese flavoured crackers that we've never heard of this brand before, but we're going to give them a go, and some chicken palmy shapes, and this flavoured sparkling water. We're actually out of gas for the soda stream at the moment, so he obviously grabbed that so that we could have something for that. There is some lime cordial here as well, and a bottle of the Prime water. There is a box of Bright Start cereal. It says it's made by cornflakes, crispy toasted flakes and crunchy oat clusters, so that sounds interesting. Kids will eat that. There is a bag of frozen chicken breast fillets. It says 2 kilos frozen breast fillets, so there's a bag of that. There is some barbecue sausages and a container of chicken stir fry filleted pieces, a thing of beef mince, some of the frozen single serve meals that I take to my mum's since she lives on her own and she has a microwave. So there's ham and broccoli frittata, some Asian style chicken and rice, chicken and spiced chickpea casserole, and a bag of the steam fresh veggies. There is also 4 loaves of bread here. We got the fruit and veggie barrels, we got some cucumbers and some apples from, but we also got chilies. So I had actually mentioned to Darryl that if there was chilies to grab a bunch because we're completely out of cowboy candy, so I can do a big batch up for the shelves. So he actually went through and he grabbed 5 big bags of those. So I'm going to have to go through these in the next couple of days and get some cowboy candy made. So that we have that for the shelf, because we've got absolutely none on the shelf at the moment. So that was good timing for that. And so that was everything. All right, so that's what the hamper was. Now let me turn you around and give you a look at what's going on in the garden. There's still a lot of mess. The kids did do some whippersnippering of the paths, but as kids do, there's a lot lacking, but we're getting there, trying to get some of the weeds cut down and things like that. And we've still just got a lot of stuff everywhere because the season went so bad that I gave up. Everything was going so poorly that I gave up trying, and so I let everything get even worse than it already was. But I have been pleasantly surprised coming out here and seeing what has bounced back with this rain, though temperatures are getting down to 8 or 9 degrees at night, and if it gets too much colder, a lot of this will die off. So for the moment, I'm just babying it. I could throw some sheets over it at night if I think it's going to get too cold, but at the same time, I might just harvest whatever I can manage to get and be grateful that I got anything. So let me show you what we've got. Alright, I don't normally use this camera for hand shots, so we'll just see how it works. But, so, I have these, I think they're the Argy Lemon, except that we've got some that are going this really pretty orange colour, and I did plant some Sugar Rush Peach this month, but these, I'm not sure. I'd have to check my books, but I assumed they were the Argy Lemon because they come up in all these pretty yellow, but they're not going as yellow as I normally get with them, and we are having some that are going this lovely peachy colour. So I'm thinking that this might be a Sugar Rush Peach, which would be amazing, because if I can save some seeds, that would be great, because the seeds were very expensive and I didn't think I got anything to grow. So we've got some of these small chili, plenty of flowers. As I said, it's getting cooler now though, so we'll see how we go. Now, we have jalapenos mixed in here. Nothing is getting particularly big, but we've still got a lot of fruit coming up, and even if they're going to be small, I'm going to find lots and lots of uses for them. So I'm excited by the amount of fruit that has come up on these. We do have some aphid issues on a lot of these, so I have to be aware of that, but I'm not doing too much about any of it now because it's all too late. Now, most of the basil has gone to flower, which I'm just letting go. I'm coming out and pulling some leaves every now and again. Some people don't like to eat the leaves of the basil once it's flowered. They find the taste differs, but I don't find it's much of an issue. So I've been pulling some leaves as I go, but most of it is going to flower, and wrong weather right now, but normally it's covered in bees, which is amazing. So I'm happy to do that. Again, another jalapeno plant there with heaps and heaps of fruit on it, and another one of what I assume is Argy Lemon, but we will see if these go. See, that one's got that more yellow tinge to it than the other ones are going, but it doesn't pull off easily, which makes me think that it's not quite ripe. So we will see. They look a little larger than the lemon chilies normally too. Previously when I've grown them, they're quite small when they go a bright yellow, and then they pop off really easily, so I'm not sure. But chilies regardless, I'm happy with that. Now, this bed here was similar to that one. It had a whole bunch of chilies, but it had the guajillo peppers. Now, I'm not getting much size on the guajillos, so, oh, there's a good one. Though it's green, but it just popped off. So, I suppose, like most peppers, you can harvest them green or red. I'm not real sure. It was my first year growing guajillos, but all the guajillos that I buy are red, so I don't know, I might look that up. But there is quite a lot of bits and pieces of fruit on here. There is, as I said, quite a bit of aphid damage in here as well, but as I said, I'm just going to let it go. And this one tomato plant has perked up and has a bunch of tomatoes on it. It would be amazing if any of these ripen and I get to have at least a big beefsteak. So, you know, other than that, this was the cucumber and beans bed, so I cleared that ages ago and it was gone. I did plant a couple of rosellas. This one is doing okay, but hasn't, you know, done huge amounts. I could come and harvest all the calyxes though, but we are having issues with aphids on them as well, and I don't know how well I could clean them to use them for cordial and stuff, so I might just let them go and leave them alone this year. We've got some cabbages that have come back because this was the cabbage bed. Now, this was the other rosella it didn't do as well. I have a beetroot here that's gone really far. You can see that I'm going to leave and see if I can get it to second year and harvest some seeds from, because I've never managed to do that before. My asparagus bed is completely overgrown, but that's sort of how it's supposed to be, so we're just leaving that. We've got some hollyhocks there, and then the rest is just grass. Now, the zucchini got powdery mildew really bad, and I haven't been monitoring any of it, but I have noticed that there's some really healthy leaves in there. Oh, look at that. That might be a zucchini. It's not particularly well pollinated, but that, I need snips so I don't damage the plant. That is zucchini, and these leaves are quite healthy, so if I come in here and cut all this back, we might get a couple of pieces of fruit out of this. But the bush rats were eating everything that was growing in here, all the fruit. So I just, as I said, ignored it. But there's a flower over there on what looks like a healthy-ish plant. Look at that. So we will see. Another big rosella here. Some silver beet that's come back, but the rest of the bed is dead or has weeds. So, but that silver beet I've been harvesting from to use. Big comfrey in with that roselle. Both the other IBCs are still empty. We never got to them because, as I said, I sort of gave up. So then this side was where the rest of the tomatoes, these were all the paste tomatoes, and as you can see, they all just died off. The roselle has sort of come through here. It's very pretty. They have such a pretty flower. See if I can get that to focus. I don't know how well this has been focusing. As I said, I don't normally use this one. Again, more chilies, and the plants have perked up and are flowering and things like that. Some more basil scattered in there, and these chilies are all, still is something eating a lot of them. So I'm harvesting as much as I can, and we'll see what I get out of them. But there's lots of fresh flowers on these, which is a bit strange because it's getting too cool. But you know, big container of basil there, again flowering, and then there's some basil here that isn't flowering. This is, I've been harvesting quite heavily from this one over the last few days once I realized it was here, and taking what I can. So this whole bed here with a whole lot of basil to harvest from. I'm actually bought myself a Ninja Creamy for my Mother's Day birthday present, because my birthday is in a week as well, and I'm looking forward to trying some basil ice cream in that instead of in the ice cream maker, because I just think it will be simpler. But anyway, again, another bed, lots of, I think these might have been paprikas, these ones. Again, nothing's really turning red, so I'm not, I have to check my charts, but it could just be that the heat's not enough for it to go red. So, but it's still exciting to have chilies even if they're green. And then this side was, again, with tomatoes. Now, this jungle over here hasn't been dealt with yet. It is completely overgrown. There's a couple more roselles that were in that end bed there. The peppermint has taken off there, which is really great, over in that section there, but the grass has just taken over this end here. But there is, again, another lemon chili plant there, and a whole lot more basil, as well as another jalapeno plant and more basil and stuff there. The tubs that were over there that had the pumpkins and the watermelons in it have run their course, which is to be expected at this time of the year. And the other, yeah, see, look at all the grass just everywhere. Look, we got another big. So I'm really excited by having these, and just, even if I don't really know what they are anymore, more basil. So these tubs had run their course. They had the pumpkins and stuff in them. We got what we could, though I did notice that there was a tiny little melon here the other day that isn't quite ripe, and this melon plant has decided to make a comeback. It's got flowers and stuff on it, but it's getting too cold. So I sent the kids out here this morning to grab some silver beet leaves for the baby chicks that are in the brooder, and they discovered that the snapdragons had flowered. I'll show you them in a sec, they're really pretty. So they brought me some snapdragons in for Mother's Day, and then I let them know that snapdragons are edible, so then they ate them. So they brought flowers in for me for Mother's Day, and then they ate them. But that's fine. So yeah, so whilst there's not much going on, I'm still pretty happy with what has ended up happening. It just feels like some of the effort may have been worth it, even if I only get a couple of kilos of chilies to put in the freezer to use in our soups and stuff for winter and things like that. Use the ones that we got from the hamper to make the cowboy candy. So seeing as I was out here and it's an overcast day, I thought I'd give you a look while I was out here. And yeah, so I will leave it at that, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.